I like to tell people what you're seeing is a symptom of a disease, and the same thing we do in healthcare. We don't talk about the symptoms. We don't treat this. We unfortunately do treat the symptom and not the root cause of the disease. And so to diagnose what the real issue is, we've got to dig a little deeper into the history and what's going on there. And it's a pretty insidious disease, and it's spread throughout all of the government. And that disease is private industry and its influence on the federal government and the decisions they make. And we're going to talk a little bit about large language models later in the future of what I think healthcare is. But one of the critiques of large language models is it's only as good as the data you put in. And I would argue that humanity is no different. It is only as good as the data that you put in. And so if the federal government and the FDA is going to allow an open door policy with big pharma, they're going to come to the conclusions and decisions and policies that benefit big pharma. And so if we take a little walk through history, you'll see time and time again how this has happened. So I'm going to jump way back first, if you're good with this. So you go way back. There was a small little company that reached out to the Third Reich and said, hey, we need 150 participants for our clinical trial. The Nazi regime shipped 150 healthy Jewish women to this pharmaceutical company to test its products. Literally, within 6 months, there's letters back to the Third Reich from this pharmaceutical company saying, thank you so much for your cooperation. The women arrived in great health and working order. Unfortunately, none of them made it through the initial phases of our trial. They killed 150 women. We kindly request that you send us another 150 women. That little company became Bayer, which is now a mega pharmaceutical company. And I say that because, that was the 50s. It would have changed by now. That was forever ago, right? The world's a different place. We would never allow that today. Jump forward post-World War II. I talked about this on RFK's podcast. Eisenhower had that.
Can I pause that? You said it was the 50s. It couldn't have been the 50s.
Well, the 40s, sorry. Okay. And so jump forward to, is there a way to turn the volume down on this?
Yeah, there's a button or knob right there.
There we go. There you go. So jump forward to Eisenhower's speech, his famous speech about the military-industrial complex. What a lot of people don't realize is there was a second half to that speech where Eisenhower warned the American people about the medical-industrial complex. He warned that if we allow private industry to control, monopolize, and profiteer off of health and healthcare, that they will silo innovation, stifle innovation, and capitalize and monetize innovation. And I would argue that's 100% what we've seen. And it's continued.